Hi, my name is Catherine Wendt with Syscon, and thanks for taking a moment of your time. Today I wanted to share with you two stories, one from our April 2022 newsletter, one from May 2022, and it involves network solutions. So ICANN, which stands for the Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers, they're the entity that catalogs who has registered which domains, regardless of what domain provider that you're using. They also perform maintenance on the domain name system, and we refer to that as DNS, the root zone registries. And these registries route where you go when you put in a domain name. So when you register a domain name, you give them the owner's name, address, and phone number, and a technical contact. ICANN, a separate organization, requests information, usually via email, or changes, basically from time to time, for the owner on file. It's very simple, and it has always been considered a courtesy, a little check-in with the owner to see if anything has changed. ICANN is separate from the domain providers, and they're not affiliated with Network Solutions, GoDaddy, or any of the other registrars. So our client received one of these ICANN messages asking to confirm the owner and the name and technical contact. Now, I don't know if our client actually saw the email or not, but they didn't respond, and you are not required to do so. Then we got a call that their email was down, their website was down. It was a mess, and it turns out it was all associated with DNS. So we got on the phone with Network Solutions, their provider, and they said it was because the client had not responded to the ICANN request, which is unheard of. But that was the reason. And they said it would be another 24 hours before they could get everything back up and running. So the next morning we checked in, and sure enough, it was not back up and running. So Mike was not going to be deterred. He got on the phone and he stayed on with them until they got everything back up and running. Really unheard of. Number two, also involving Network Solutions. A different client, they said no emails coming through. So we checked all the reports. We saw all the inbound email was being delivered, outbound was being delivered, but we also noticed that 90% of the inbound email was automatically going to quarantine, which seemed very odd, and it was flagged as a high probability of phishing. And that's with the PH, phishing attempt. So the DKIM signatures, which was what we checked first, were missing from the email headers, even though it had been configured. And DKIM is enabled and configured through DNS, and their registrar is Network Solutions. So we were not messing around. We didn't take any other time around it. We moved them to Cloudflare, which resolved everything in about 10 minutes. So if you have Network Solutions as your domain registrar, please be sure you're on the lookout for the ICANN. Consider giving us a call about moving to Cloudflare, and know that we have had several of these issues in a very small period of time. If you have other questions or you want to check with us on anything, please give the office a call. Other than that, be careful and have a great rest of your week.